Whatever story, genre, or voice it is that you're looking for, they have it right here between the shelves and pages at the East Lansing Public Library. So I'm sitting here with Jillian, who's going to tell us more about it. How are you, Jillian?
Hi, I'm doing great today. It's great to have you. Thanks for having us.
Of course, it's so great to see you here, and also just to be in the seats that you have here at the East Lansing Public Library. And what I love about this time of year for you guys is that it's kind of like a way to do a reintroduction to the East Lansing Public Library, or for people who may be new to the area.
This time of year is particularly fun because March is Reading Month, and this is an opportunity for us to get people into the library and maybe getting reacquainted, renew your library card, all that fun stuff to get started back into the reading time of year. So yeah.
Absolutely, especially when you talk about that fun stuff. We have a lot of that right here in front of us. Why don't we talk about some of the new reads that you have here in the children's department?
Well, I snagged a couple, but there's so many. I would have spent the rest of the interview in front of the shelves trying to pick one. A lot of our readers will be familiar with the Eyewitness series by DK, but they've re-released a lot of them. They've updated them, and I was in a sparkly mood today, so I picked ours on crystals and gems.
Ooh, love that.
Just because it's kind of fun to learn about how different rocks originate and their history and just how their importance over time. And then this one's just kind of fun and a little odd. If you've ever had the experience of reading Beowulf, which is an old English story and kind of one of the first superhero stories in history. This is an adaptation called Beowulf, and it's an adaptation of a monster story, and Bee is the hero who is sent to defeat the monster Grendel.
I love that.
So it's a lot of fun.
And I love that you guys are always finding unique and exciting ways to engage readers, no matter what age, how old, and whatever stories it is that they're looking for. But you're also doing that this month with Family Literacy Day. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, we are in a group called the Early Childhood Literacy Coalition with several other libraries in the area. We're going to be at the Lansing Mall near Best Furniture. And I believe it is on March 17th. Starts at 1 o'clock. We are going to have guest reader. I'm very excited. Deborah Deason is going to be there reading Pout Pout Fish. We will have character visits from Pout Pout Fish, Clifford the Big Red Dog, Pete the Cat. We're going to have crafts. There's going to be activities for everybody, and a children's musician out of Chicago named Leonardo is going to perform. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's entirely free.
Performances, and it's entirely free, like you said.
Yes.
So we could just kind of show up on the day of and bring our family, and we can all join along.
Exactly. That's what we're hoping.
I love that. That is so exciting. And so, like you just mentioned, exploring the shelves and just taking a look at some of the things that we have here. Plus, you know, renewing our card, attending Family Literacy Days. Those are just a few of the many ways that we can enjoy March's Reading Month. But do you have any other ways we should celebrate?
Oh, certainly. There's tons of different ways. You can celebrate in person, out in the community. You'll see us through the season. We'll be on doing different outreach visits and things like that. You'll see, well, some of our digital resources. I know a lot of folks maybe don't get out physically to the library as often as maybe we'd like, but that's okay because we have the extra branch of our website and all of our digital services through things like Hoopla, Cloud Library, Canopy. We have a whole lot of different things you can try out, and if you ever have questions about how they work or anything like that, you can always ask us. We also have Storyline, which is something that is a little bit of an unsung gem about the East Lansing Library. You can call a phone number, and each week we'll have a different story. We also have something called Story Walk. It's an installed story that you follow along as you walk along a block area. So it's at the Ann Street Plaza in front of the clock tower there. And yeah, you start there and you walk along and you can read an entire story as part of your walk.
Jillian, you also have a saying here at East Lansing Public Library that all reading counts. Can you explain what that really means?
Happily. Often when you first get started reading, you're doing a lot of reading practice, you're practicing a lot of text, you have a lot of assigned things. But at the public library, you can pick whatever you want to read. And all types of reading count. So if you want to read a nonfiction book, that counts. If you want to read a longer chapter book, that counts. Audiobooks count as reading. If that's your preferred way to read, and often anymore it's mine because I'm just super busy, that counts. Read any way you're most comfortable with. Read a magazine. This is reading month. It's not just book month. It's not just like comic book month. This is reading month.
I love that, and that's so exciting. And you guys have endless opportunities, endless shelves, I can really say, here at East Lansing Public Library. But you know, thank you so much for celebrating March's Reading Month with us.
Thanks so much.